say we're here for you. Check back every week and stay tuned.
Welcome back to the Vita Boys, you PlayStation gamers out there. So the PlayStation Vita is chock full of great titles on the PlayStation Network, where of course most PlayStation Vita fans purchase their titles. However, many titles that once held prominence on the PlayStation Network store can no longer be found, and many physical PlayStation Vita titles are even harder to find than a politician's honor. Regardless, we lay out the top 5 rarest PlayStation Vita games ever. Make sure before we get started to hit that subscribe button to be entered in our massive giveaway of 3 Aqua Blue PlayStation Vita systems. Just hit that subscribe button and leave a comment below to be entered. Winners will be announced on March 31st, 2016. Let's check out the top 5 rarest PlayStation Vita titles of all time. Number 5, Retro City Rampage DX. Retro City Rampage is one of the most popular PlayStation Vita indie titles to date, selling more than 500,000 copies on the PlayStation Network store. Due to this massive success, 2,000 physical copies were made by the developer, but they sold out immediately. This naturally made Retro City Rampage DX one of the most sought after PlayStation Vita titles available. Unfortunately, if you want DX, you will be dishing out upwards of $100 on eBay. If you manage to get your hands on a copy though, do not open the title. Much like Angelina Jolie's lips, DX is much too rare to ever mess with. Instead, pick up the title on PSN as well and play that way. Number 4, Supremacy MMA Unrestricted. Supremacy MMA happens to be one of the worst titles on the PlayStation Vita to date, scoring a measly 43 on Metacritic. It also happens to be one of the rarest titles. Due to the lack of sales, production of physical copies were slowed. Now, if you want to find Supremacy MMA, eBay is your only source, and currently you will be broke if you try to pick up the title. Well, that is unless you want it new, in which case you find your wallet $170 lighter. Which leaves me with one thought. Something actually is more expensive than the PlayStation Vita memory cards. Crazy. Number 3, Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. If you're anything like me, you don't like relying solely on luck. However, if you ever want to get your hands on Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom, you will find yourself relying on luck and eBay. Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 is no longer sold on the PlayStation Network in most countries, and due to licensing issues, it's no longer sold through online retailers either. If you are a collector and haven't picked up Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom, you likely will never find an unopened copy. Basically, it's easier for Chris Christie and Rosie O'Donnell to find their feet than it is for a PS Vita owner to find Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, and that, my friends, is just wrong. Number 2, The Firefly Diary. For those of you that are fans of cutesy dark things, in other words, fans of both young and old Miley Cyrus, well, for those of you, The Firefly Diary likely will be one of your favorite PlayStation Vita titles. Unfortunately for you, if you want to pick up the title physically, all I can say is good luck. The Firefly Diary is likely to never be found on store shelves unless you reside in Asia. And even then, you're more likely to find your doppelganger than a copy of the Firefly Diary. Unopened titles can be found on eBay in short supply for upwards of $70+, and we very much expect that price to raise tremendously over the next few months. Number 1, Steins Gate. Steins Gate is perhaps one of the best visual novels on the PlayStation Vita, and has garnered amazing reviews from critics and fans alike. The title is easily accessible via PSN. However, if you want to pick up this once GameStop exclusive Steins Gate physical, then you, my friend, will find yourself more in debt than the United States government and Kanye West combined. While some sketchy sellers on eBay were selling for $40 to $50, the only reputable copies of Steins Gate could be found for upwards of $200 on eBay. Yes, you could pick up a new PlayStation Vita 2000 or Steins Gate. Your choice. There you have it, our top 5 rarest PlayStation Vita games of all time. Want our advice? Buy a bigger memory card and go digital. It's cheaper in the end. Finally, this video has been brought to you by the Shoyo bottle by Squizzy. The Shoyo bottle is the coolest fruit infusion bottle on the market. It infuses grapefruit flavor into your drink, offering up an awesome, healthy alternative to sodas. The bottle also works great for protein shakes for those gym rats of you that don't want to be featured on My 600 Pound Life. Check out the Shoyo bottle in the link below and use the code Squizzy for 10% off. Let us know, do you think of any of these rare PS Vita titles that you own? Which ones? Make sure to hit that subscribe button and leave a comment below to be entered in our massive giveaway of 3 Aqua Blue PlayStation Vita systems, winners of which will be announced on March 31st, 2016. Vita Boys out.
Yeah, we're the Vita Boys here for you. Check back every week and stay tuned. Like, comment, subscribe today to be notified. Stay up to date. We are covering everything PS Vita. Weekly game giveaways, come see us. Gameplays, unboxing, reviews, and more. With a lot coming and more in store. We're the Vita Boys and we're here for you. Check back every week and stay tuned.